So I think I'm online. That's right. Okay, I'll start here. So first of all, my name is João. I'm from Brazil. I'm so glad to be here on Campus Party. And in the next 30 minutes, I will explain a little bit about my job, my professional background, and how I'm working to improve and enhance the life of the people with visual impairment. So as I said, my name is João. I'm from Brazil. I'm 28 years old. And my professional background, I studied electrical engineering for 4 years. Then I dropped out of college and started marketing and advertising, where I graduated. And those courses that I took provided me a job title that is called nowadays as creative technologist. And basically, a creative technologist is someone who knows about technology, programming, and all those stuff, and also can combine them with innovation and creativity. So basically, it's a kind of a hybrid professional that can work either with technology or creativity. Also, I've been enrolled into the Apple Developer Academy, which is a program from Apple, a worldwide program, and the job title that they gave me is diviner. So I've been there for 2 years, and a diviner is basically someone who can also work with development in a project, but also design. Since I got this job title as a diviner, creative technologist, and it's not, at least when I graduated and when I started working, a formal profession, I had to find methods to practice and also to get enrolled into projects that I could use my competencies. So I started participating in hackathons. So here I'm going to show you guys one hackathon about electrical devices, hackathon about law tech hackathons, health hackathons. Also NASA Space Apps, which is a hackathon from NASA, and another hackathon from here my city in Curitiba. But of all these hackathons that I've been to, this one is the most important one because it's where I founded my business, where I met my associates, and where we created the product, the startup that I'm going to show you guys now. And its name is Viver. This presentation here probably will have some keynotes in Portuguese because I'm using the same presentation that I use here in Brazil, but I'm going to translate to you guys. So Viver, revealing the world, and that's what we do. Before talking about Viver, I'd like to show you a background of my work as a voluntary. I've been working with voluntary for maybe 5 or 6 years. I started in 2014, and here in this photo, I was with some friends of mine and also with people from an institute that attended people with visual impairment. So in this moment here, we went to an ice cream store, and we were 12 people, and we were with 2 cars, and also I think you guys know the cars you can only get in the car with 5 people, so 2 of them would be outside the car. We had to go by bus or foot, so on bus or by foot. And I decided to go with one of with a blind sir that was with us, and we went to a bus stop. We were waiting for the bus to go to the ice cream store, and what happened was when a blind person is on a bus stop, basically what happens is that he only listens to the sounds of the bus, and if that person is alone on the bus stop, he will have to stop all the buses that is passing by, ask for the driver which line is that, or advance the security line in the bus stops, or ask for someone. And that's very hard for a person with a visual impairment. So we decided to create Viver to try to minimize this effect of this situation. And we developed a mobile app that uses micro location technology that helps visually impaired people to get around, interact with their surroundings. So basically, we install some devices in points of interest, and those devices send signals to the smartphone of the user, and then via an audio assistant, he starts to receive some orientations about his locations and its surroundings. So better than just explain like this, I would like to show you guys how does it work. So I'm pretty sure it's easier for understanding. Probably I'll need show my camera now so I can show how does it work. Let's see here. So imagine you're at the bus stop and you turn on your application. And when the bus starts getting closer to you, you receive a notification like this.
Ônibus Santa Cândida Capão Raso, ônibus Santa Cândida Capão Raso, sentido Capão Raso está se aproximando.
So that's what happens. The user receives a voice assistant message saying that the bus is getting closer to him. Those devices that we are using is called beacons. It's a Bluetooth low energy device, and this hardware is kind of cheap. You know, it's not expensive. You can use it in many applications. So as we can use in many applications, we found out that you can use also those devices on toys for children with visual impairment, so we can tell them a story. We can use it in museums, on art pieces, where the user can receive audio description about the pieces around him. Also, we can use in buildings like shopping malls, so we can orientate the user to emergency exits or even stores or things like that. As we start up, we have 4 pillars of impact. The first one is your orientation. The second one is mobility. The third one is accessibility. And the fourth is inclusion. And for us, is the most important one because despite of orientation and mobility and accessibility, social inclusion is one of the worst problems that they face. You know, the feeling of no belonging. That's why we work so hard to provide them all these 4 pillars. But most of for the best one, we think for us, would be inclusion. Also, what we're doing here, we are democratizing technology because the application is free for the users. So all the devices need to be paid by the institutes, the foundations, the cities. So they buy from us these devices. We do not manufacture them, but we have lots of people who develop for us, and we kind of rent those devices for them. Basically, it's implementation plus a monthly fee. That's how we got our revenue. And this is a very important slide, keynote. When you're a social entrepreneur, there's no competition. Here are some examples of other initiatives around the world. We got here Blind Square right here, Microsoft Soundscape, and also from Microsoft Seeing AI. Both of them work with vision impaired people. So we do not see them as competitors, right? Because since we are all working for the same goal, we are all collaborating with ourselves. All these things that we've been doing have been recognized not only by the community of the visually impaired people, but also from government. So we have a very close relationship with both of the state in Paraná, that's the state where we live, also the city of Curitiba. All this work took us to many events, providing workshops, speeches, conferences. Also, we got a lot of PR, such as media. We got here interviews, more interviews, media, and media. So last year, 2019, we were invited to a very important event here in Brazil, and probably a very important event in the world, called Rock in Rio. I don't know if you guys know that, but Rock in Rio is one of the biggest entertainment festivals in the world, and we were invited to provide them our technology and our solution. It was very good and it was very awesome, basically because it was the first time in history a music festival provided an accessibility technology infrastructure like this. So it was an awesome experience. We mapped more than 29 spots using 83 devices. Also, we got a lot of PR and media around that. So it was awesome for our business. Here, and for me, is the most important thing of all what happened. You can see on these photos, we are with some people, with some friends, and it's a fun story because we asked for Rock in Rio for some, how can I say? I mean, I really need to get these people to Rio de Janeiro, right? These guys are from Curitiba. And I said, you're going to give me tickets for them because they need to know what we are doing over there. And the Rock in Rio said, okay, I'm going to give you how many tickets you want. And I said, okay, it will be 11. And the problem was how I am going to take all these people to Rio de Janeiro from Curitiba. And it was fun because we rented a microbus. We all traveled like for 12 hours with guiding dog and a lot of food and a lot of fun. So it was great for us. But for them, it was much more important because what I said before, the feeling of non-belonging was getting, I wouldn't say solved, but they were feeling more part of this. And one important thing that I would like to say is when you're working with social impact, but mainly with visually impaired and other disabilities, is that you cannot create something for them without them, right? That's a very important thing to point out. Also, we installed our devices in an airport here, and I'm pretty sure that it's the first airport in the world having this accessibility technology. It's in the Aeroporto of Guarapuava. Also, we got here some awards. The last one was this one, where me representing Viver got this award as one of the most inspired people, one of the most inspired person in 2019. Also, we are residents on Station Hack Station from Facebook, which is a program in partnership with Artemisia that supports national social impact initiatives. So we are residents in São Paulo. And also, I'm a fellow of YLI, which is a program from the US Embassy and US government that, how can I say, actually they capacitate us and train us, and they choose every year they choose 200 talents from Latin America and provide them lots of studies and opportunities in the US. So basically now I'm a wildlife fellow. My cohort is 2020. And what we are doing here has the potential to impact the life of 280 million people around the world, people with visual impairment. And when I say visual impairment, I'm not saying that all of them are blind, because we got other types of visual impairment, such as low vision, daltonism, and all those stuff. And when we started working with this and we saw how much impact we could provide them, the question that we were always asking ourselves is, if we can help these people, if we can empower them, if we can provide them a better life, and we have the resources for this, despite of seeing all these problems, and we are not doing this, the question that is made is, who are the blinds in fact, right? If we see all those problems and we are not doing anything to solve them, who are the blinds in fact? Well, some people ask me how to get there, and it's a very fun question because there are many ways to go over there, but for me, it's a very specific one. It's an obvious one. You can do the obvious, right? If you want to get there and impact socially, you have to do something that is not obvious, because Otherwise, people would be doing already. And in the world that we are living now, we have a big opportunity. And when I say that because a few years ago, a few decades ago, it was something like this. The world was much bigger for us. If you wanted to send a message to someone, that would be a lot of time and a lot of effort. But now what happens is this: with technology, the world becomes smaller, the spaces become smaller, right? Distance between places. And as well as we can give a fish to someone or we can teach them how to fish, much more important than that is to think if the way that we are teaching them is the way that people are fishing is the right way. Much more important than that. And this is very related to the underdog mentality, which is a mentality where me and my associates and my partners try to work with. Basically, you have to understand that people expect nothing from you, right? And when people do not expect nothing from you, you do not have all that weight in your back. You can do whatever you want, you can risk, and you can get high rewards, you know? Also, you have to train like a loser and play like a champ, you know? I've got this example here from Chris from Bale, which is a soccer player. And once he went to a training much more earlier than the other players, but when he arrived there, he found that Cristiano Ronaldo was already training. So even if Cristiano Ronaldo is the best soccer player in the world, he did not think like that. He's still training like a loser. And when I say that, it's not like he's a loser, but he's training like someone who needs to get higher. Also, we have to prove people that they are wrong. There are a lot of toxic people around us who say that we are not able to do some things and we are not going to achieve our goals. So it's not about being like proving them just because to show them they are wrong, but to try to uh, show them that being like that is not good. They are not helping. And when they see that with all those efforts to trying to make you go wrong or those stuff, it didn't happen. Also, we have to embrace the gratitude. It's a very good thing for us. We have to be grateful for all the opportunities that we have, and also we have to see things from optimistic side and being grateful for the things that happen to you probably will make you happier and also will motivate you. Here's a video that I'd like to show you guys before ending my presentation. It's a video that it's a motto for me, and that's it. Well, before ending my presentation, I would like to say that being a social entrepreneur is uh, it's very good because you're not seeking only social impact. Also, you know that you have to get a profit from things that you're doing, and that's good because you start looking at things much more with rationality than emotional. So it's very important for us to understand that social business needs to be profitable. Otherwise, you will not sustain yourself, and you won't be able to impact the life of other people. So if you guys have any doubts, or if you guys want to connect with me, that's my Instagram, that's my name. You can find me on LinkedIn. So glad to be here. Thank you for the opportunity, and that's it.